Hello everyone! Hello senior high school teachers and advisors! Welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Ma'am Tere Buena, your guidance counselor. Isang mainit na pagbati po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to the world of career advocates. Yes, we are all career advocates because we were already trained by our department, the Department of Education, on how to guide our students in choosing their senior high school tracks and strands, and as well as their college course, and in general, their future career. So the Department of Education had already their nationwide rollout on the CGP, or the Career Guidance Program, for grade 11 and 12. So today we are going to talk about the Multiple Career Development Pathways, or the MCDP Toolkit, which is part of our Homeroom Guidance Program for grade 11 and 12 for school year 2020-2021. So we shall give these activity sheets to our students right after finishing Homeroom Guidance Module 4 for grade 11 and Homeroom Guidance 3 for grade 12. So we have to run this for 3 weeks from week 5 to 7 of first quarter for grade 11, and for grade 12, this is good for week 6 to week 7 of the first quarter. So this will be a walkthrough of the said toolkit, so we will have an idea on how to use this MCDP, or the Multiple Career Development Pathways Toolkit. And I also hope that after watching this video, we will be more encouraged to really have these materials or give these materials to our students, because we were able to understand how important it is in helping our students find a career they love for the rest of their lives. But before I formally begin, please do not forget to click first the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, and also click the notification bell so you will be updated of all the videos that I am going to upload. So by the way, in this channel, your guidance counselor, we have a complete and updated video discussions of the homeroom guidance for grade 7 and 12. And yes, it is complete from quarter 1 to quarter 2, and likewise videos for mental health advocacy. Okay, so let's get started. So like what I have said, we are going to talk about the Multiple Career Development Pathways Toolkit, or the MCDP. So this is the cover page of our toolkit. So you can see there, may nakalagay dyan, helping students choose a senior high school track and explore career pathways and opportunities. Ayan. So, napakaganda ng toolkit na ito. Kung iintindihin lamang po natin, kung makikita po natin ang laman ng toolkit na ito, napakaganda talagang. Matutulungan natin ang ating mga estudyante, ang ating mga mag-aaral na makapili ng kanilang senior high school track and strands. Ayan. So, here it is the page 2, and of course for the page 3, okay, so this is copyrighted 2017, published by Simeo Enotech, and okay, on page 4 you can see there the table of contents. So as you can see, we have actually 4 activities under this toolkit, and under each activities we have several tools. So under activity 1 we have 4 tools, okay. Under activity 2 we have 1, activity 3 we have 4 tools, and for activity 4 we have another 4 tools, and every tool may kanya-kanya din silang mga titles. So iisa-isahin po natin ito. I know that we don't have a formal training on this, but at least we will be able to understand the content of this toolkit. Okay, iisa-isahin natin. So, let's try to have this first. Dear career advocates. Ayan, kaya sinasabi ko na kayo ay career advocates, because you will be giving this to your students, and once you give this to your students, you are already considered a career advocate. Okay. Dear career advocates, every teacher is a career advocate. Ayan. So, malinaw na, no? Every teacher is a career advocate. With the advent of the K-12 reform, specifically the senior high school program, you need to take this vital role seriously. Aside from doing your regular teaching assignments, you need to help the students map out their future career pathways. Now, the Multiple Career Development Pathways, or MCDP Toolkit, has been prepared to assist you, career advocates of the Philippines, in conducting your career coaching activities for incoming senior high school students. In particular, this toolkit is designed to supplement the existing resource materials provided by the Department of Education on career guidance. Now, the MCDP Toolkit likewise recognizes the various ways of or options available to arrive at a chosen career goal. We hope that you will find this toolkit useful as you journey with your students in paving the way to begin the process of engaging and planning for their future career pathways. The resource material also aims to assist your students in choosing a preferred senior high school track based on their talents, values, interests, personal goals, and aspirations. In case a student needs special assistance, kindly refer to them to a professional guidance counselor who serves as the focal person for DepEd's career guidance program. The suggested activity guides and tools are easy to follow and use and are engaging for your students as they rediscover their potentials and help them prepare for possible career choices. Although the activities here are arranged in specific sections, the materials in this toolkit may be used without following any order. So each material is a standalone topic and may be customized to address the needs of your students based on the school and community context. Now, the summary guide of each activity is shown on the next page. And thank you for accepting the challenge of guiding your students as they pursue numerous career pathways and available career opportunities in the future. Career opportunities in the future. It will all start by helping them choose the appropriate senior high school track to enroll in. And good luck. Okay, so good luck, my dear career advocates. So from now on, you have to consider yourself a career advocate because we will be helping our students to choose their right track and strands for them. Okay? So now on the next page, so may nakalagay dyan sa gilid 2, pero page 6 siya. Okay, so this is the toolkit summary guide. Okay, so let's have this. Under the introduction, it is entitled starting a career planning journey. So we have here 1 to 2 sessions. So the aim is students talk about the life they aspire to live in the future. So they will discuss career exploration and future career pathways. So meron tayo itong isang tool 1, which is entitled The Life I Want to Live as an Adult. So under activity 1, we have here, as I've said, we have 3 tools. So this is entitled Enhancing Self-Awareness. So meron tayo ditong 3 sessions. And the aim is to help our students build career aspirations. Students will work on a process of rediscovering their interest and re-examining their acquired skills and competencies. So, ayan na, meron tayo mga titles ng mga tools na yan. So, we are going to discuss it later. And under activity 2, the title is Exploring Career Pathways. Again, meron na naman tayo ditong isang tool. Okay, this is the tool 5. And under activity 3, the title is Goal Setting and Grounding. We have 4 tools. And under activity 4, which is entitled Connecting the Dots Between Education and Career Pathways, we also have here 4 tools, and this is good for 2 to 3 sessions. So therefore, my dear teachers, each activity depends kung ilang session niyo ito gagawin. So nakalagay dito, if you notice, diba, doon sa schedule natin, sa homeroom guidance schedule natin, ang grade 11, we have 3 weeks for this tool, and for grade 12, we have 2 weeks for this. So therefore, we really have to finish all of this. So i-schedule natin ang time natin. Okay? So on the next page, we have here page 3 nakalagay. What are the guiding principles on the use of the MCDP Toolkit? So we are guiding our students to manage the challenges related to the transition from junior to senior high school. And career planning is a continuous process. It requires a process of decision-making and analysis until the desired career goal is achieved. And also, another guiding principle is that career planning requires active involvement of career allies, which includes the family, career advocates, school counselors, teachers, and other key stakeholders. So, napaka-importante po natin sa ating mga estudyante para makapili sila ng tamang track and careers for them. And also, another principle is that class lessons, learning activities, and other students' activities should be connected with the demands and realities of the world of work. And another is The last principle is accomplishing self-administered surveys or interest, values, talents, and skills, conducting career search, and participating in career advocacy-related activities provide essential information necessary in creating a useful and meaningful individual career planning portfolio. So these are our 5 guiding principles on the use of the MCDP Toolkit. Now, these tools in the MCDP Toolkit, these aim to help students achieve the career development pathways outcomes outlined in the matrix below. So, you may refer to this matrix in planning for your career planning sessions with your students. Ayan, nakikita po ninyo ang iba't ibang outcomes. Okay? Makikita natin ito dito. So, we have here 8 career development pathway outcomes. So, number 1, demonstrate an awareness of career planning and career pathways. So, we have there 2 tools. Ayan. And another is describe how personal skills and interests may lead to future career choices or employment opportunities. Here we have number 1, we have 3 tools. Number 2, we have 4 tools. And number 3, describe the relationship between personal work attitudes and responsible performance in the workplace. Here we have 5 tools. And number 4, identify the prospective field of study or senior high school track and career opportunities in areas of personal skills and interests. Dito naman meron tayong 6 na tools. And for number 5, develop an individual educational and career plan of action to achieve personal and career goals. Here we have 6. Okay, 6 tools. And number 6, analyze labor market information and education training opportunities in a variety of career and educational fields. We have here 4. And number 7, use labor market and educational training program information to develop and implement a career decision. So here we have 3. And number 8, the last one, use an education and or career plan of action to implement education and personal career goals. So we have here 6 tools. Okay, makikita natin ito sa 6 na tools na nandito. So, ayan, meron din tayo ditong mga tips on page 4. We can see there the tips on time management and teaching methods. What are the things that we have to remember? Number 1, each activity is estimated to take between 2 to 3 sessions. Okay, ulitin natin. So, kada activity daw, merong 2 hanggang 3 sessions and 1 session may run for 1 hour. However, the length of the time you spend in each activity depends on your learner's academic abilities and preparation. So, depende naman po sa ating learner, di po ba? So, make sure students are also given enough time to think and reflect on each activity or tool. Reassure them that their responses in each tool may be different from one another. Encourage them to answer honestly as to what is true to them. And number 3, the activities and tools in this toolkit may be modified based on your school community context. So, pwede po nating i-modify, pwede nating baguhin, pwede nating i-improve. Varied teaching techniques and adequate preparation are necessary for an optimal student career development learning experience. And another is to provide an open and safe learning atmosphere in order to facilitate positive career planning and decision making among students. And another is collaborate with your fellow career advocates in the preparation of your contextualized career development pathway session guides. So keep a teacher's reflection journal to document good practices in facilitating career planning and development sessions. And the last tip is to assist your students in preparing their individual career pathways portfolio. So the portfolio should be managed by the students, not by the teachers nor the parents, to allow the students to review and reflect on their responses as they continue their career planning journey. Now, our role as career advocates is to encourage our students to develop a sense of ownership of the career pathways portfolio and an active engagement in the career planning process. So ito po ang ating mga tips on time management and teaching methods. Now, as you can see on page 5, okay, so meron tayo ditong introduction. So the introduction entitled Starting a Career Planning Journey. So this is the tool 1. The title is The Life I Want to Live as an Adult. Okay, so by the way, I will also make a video for separate video for our dear students, for our grade 11 and 12 students, discussing on how to accomplish the different tools or the different activities in this MCDP toolkit. Okay, so after this tutorial, I will also be doing another video for our students. So, but this video is intended for dear teachers, for our career advocates, so you will know on how to facilitate and give this to your students. Okay, so so this introduction is intended for you, my dear career advocates. Many people say that life is a journey. So as you begin your mission to help your students plan their career, let us start by helping them envision their life in the future. It can begin by simply asking them, what kind of life do you want to live? So tanungin natin sila, ano bang klaseng buhay ang gusto mo? So anong klaseng pamumuhay ang nais mong maranasan? So this introductory session focuses on goal setting and visioning. Identifying purpose and goals gives your students a sense of direction. However, you should encourage your students to have different options. So lack of flexibility can prevent them from adapting to the changes, challenges, and opportunities that they may come their way as they pursue their individual life's journey. Okay, so meron tayo ditong activity guide. So ang kagandahan ng toolkit na to, talagang meron tayong detailed activity guide for you, my dear teachers. Now, sabi dito, we have to begin our session, this session, by telling a story of an inspiring person in your community. Okay, ikukwento ka sa kanila. Sino ba ang inspiring person in your community? As you relate the story, emphasize the importance of setting the right goals in life. So you may ask your students if they know someone close to them with similar inspiring life experiences. Now, after sharing inspiring stories, talk about the life your students intend to live. Now, post the question, what kind of life do you want to live? Anong klaseng pamumuhay ang nais mong maranasan? And connect the responses of your students to the importance of setting the right goals and the need to start doing small steps in order to achieve these goals. So here are some of the questions that you can ask your students in order to set the tone of the discussion. So ask them, where am I now? What is my present role in my family and community? Where do I want to be in 5 years from now? What are my plans in the future? How can I get there? What do I need to do in order to reach my plans? And what kind of life do I dream for myself and my family? And after which, you have to distribute the tool 1, which is entitled that Life I Want to Live as an Adult, and give students time to complete this activity. Now, have students form groups composed of 3 to 5 students and initiate a sharing session with their peers. To culminate this session, talk about the key takeaways of this activity. Below are some suggested questions. So, ano may mga pwede nating itanong? What is career planning and why is it important to me as a student? And why is career planning not a one-time decision but a series of decisions I make? And what should I consider in planning for a future career, and what are the bases of a career planning journey? And the target outcome is students will be able to recognize the importance of having a personal vision in career planning. Ayan. So, yan ang ating activity guide for toolkit number 1. Okay, for tool number 1, that is the guide. And this is the activity sheet that we can photocopy and give to our students. Ayan. Kung mapapansin ninyo, for tool 1, we have 2 pages. Okay? Mapapansin ninyo dito, merong discussion about career planning. So, you can discuss this part, what is career planning. So, we can discuss to them that career planning is a lifelong process that focuses on making decisions to help you manage your future work and personal life in general. So, this means that planning your career is not separate from planning the rest of your life. This worksheet aims to help you set your future career directions anchored on the things that you value, such as personal interest, families, and dream jobs. Now, meron tayo ditong directions. Read question carefully. In case there are some questions or clarifications, you may consult your teacher for further explanation. And number 2, write your answers on the space provided. And number 3, share your worksheet with your peers during the group interaction. Okay. So by the way, I think ginawa ang toolkit na ito before na panang pandemic. Okay? So this is really intended for face-to-face discussion. Pero hindi natin magagawa 'yon, kaya kumbaga gagawan na lang natin ng paraan kung paano pa rin natin ma-deliver ito at ma-achieve ang ating mga objectives. Now, for the reflection guide, ayan, itatanong natin ito. Maaaring pasagutan na lang natin ito sa mga estudyante. Number 1, what is career planning and why is it important to me as a student? Okay? So, you can tell them to write it in a separate sheet of paper. What do you think is career planning? And why is it important to me as a student? Okay, in their own words. So, because we already have the definition of career planning. But for them, what is career planning? And number 2, why is career planning and not a one-time decision but a series of decisions I make? And number 3, what should I consider in planning for my future career? And number 4, what are the basis of career planning journey? Okay, so as I said, gagawa ako ng separate video for the discussion of this module. Okay, so this one is just a walkthrough. Okay, and this page 2, of course, pwede nyo namang i-back-to-back na lang ang pag-reproduce ng module na ito, ng activity sheet na ito para tipid sa papel, di ba? The title is My Career Planning Journey. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, meron tayo dyan 5 categories: setting, work, relationships, immediate goals, and long-term goals. So, and below, meron tayong mga questions. So, just let the students answer the questions below. Where do I like to live? So, somehow, di ba, magkakaroon sila ng realization, at least malalaman nila, masasagot nila yung mga tanong na yun sa sarili nila, kung before hindi nila yun itatanong. So, this time, they will be given a chance to ask these questions to themselves and also have an answer for this particular question. Di ba? Somehow, magkakaroon sila ng idea na ito pala yung mga gusto ko. Okay. So, for the question number 1, under setting, where do I like to live? Okay. And do I prefer to stay in one place or would I like to move to a new location? Okay. So, under work, what type of work would I like to do? And what is my ideal work environment? And what business do I plan to start? And under relationships, who would I like to spend time with? Family, friends, or do I prefer to spend more time by myself? And another is, what types of activities do I enjoy doing with the people in my life? And the immediate goals, next 1 to 3 years, what do I want to do within the next 1 to 3 years? And the long-term goals after high school, what are my plans after high school? And what kind of career would I like to pursue? So, napakaganda ng activity na to dahil talagang mabibigyan natin sila ng opportunity to answer these questions. Kung dati-rati wala pa silang plano na sagutin ang mga tanong na ito, at least dito, mapipilitan silang mag-isip at talagang magdesisyon para sa magiging future nila. Okay? And on page 9, another guide na naman ito for us, my dear teachers, career advocates. So, under activity 1, okay, this is entitled Self-Enhancing Self-Awareness. Okay. So, kung mapapansin niyo pag may ganito na toolkit guide, so yun ang ay para sa ating mga career advocates, ano? So, pag ganitong format like this na may nakalagay dyan sa taas na tool, activity, so yun ang mga i-photocopy natin, i-reproduce natin for our students. Okay, so for the sake of this video, I am going to discuss each guide, okay, for teachers. Okay, so for this, for page 9, meron tayo ditong 3 tools. So, we have the self-assessment of interests and talents, tool 3, personal work, values and competencies, and tool 4, rate your skills. Know more about yourself. So, meron tayo ditong isang discussion, an introduction for us, my dear career advocates. one of the most important steps in guiding your students in career planning is to provide an opportunity for them to discover or rediscover themselves. After all, no one else can tell your students what to do in life because they know themselves best. Now, this session focuses on helping the students increase their self-awareness by learning more about and understanding their interests, talents, and values better. Now, the information that your students will acquire in this will Now, the information that your students will acquire in this session will help them make appropriate career choices and decisions. Okay, so the vision your students set gives them the energy to go after what they want. Their aspirations and plans may change over time, but if they continue to be acquainted with themselves, have a clear picture of their unique talents, interests, values, and skills or foundations, basis in career planning, they will be able to clearly see where they really want to go. Okay, so activity guide, ano ba mga kailangan natin gawin as teachers? Okay, so we have to discuss with our students that the initial step in career planning is knowing themselves. So we have to let them know that they really have to be aware of themselves. They have to talk about the importance, we have to talk about the importance of knowing their strengths and weaknesses in the process of making career choices and decisions, and highlight in their discussion the significance of understanding all factors that make them unique. So this will help them choose a career that suits their talents, attributes, and interests. Now, we have to distribute copies of Tool 2. Ayan, so nakalagay dito may Tool 2 tayo. Ito po yun. So later, discuss natin yan. Or the self-awareness, self-assessment of interests and talents, and Tool 3, personal work values and competencies, and Tool 4. So ibibigay natin itong Tool 2 to Tool 4 and give ample time for your students to accomplish these tools. Now, keep in mind that it may take more time for some students to do this task. Now, allow students to share their answers with anyone from whom they think can help them validate their answers, and instruct the students to use the results as reference in career decision making. And also, after accomplishing the tools, ask your students the following questions. What are the things that you discovered or rediscovered about yourself, and what can this self-exploration activity assist you, and how can this self-exploration activity assist you in career planning? Now, our target outcome is our students will be able to discover their interests, talents, skills, and values. Okay. So this time, we are going to reproduce this again, this page 11 to page 12. Okay. So, kung papansin niyo may tanong dito, directions. So, we have to let our students answer this. Many people say that you tend to be many people say that you tend to be good at what interests you. Now, look back at your classroom experiences and activities. Recall the subject areas that caught your interest and list down remarkable achievements related to this subject area. So, kung mapapansin niyo may mga tanong tayo dito. Okay? So, kailangan nilang mag-reminisce, alalahanin ang mga naging classroom experiences nila and activities, at i-recall ang mga subject areas na maaaring naging interesado sila, at ilista ang mga naging achievements nila sa bawat subject areas. Here. So, for grade 7, alalahanin nila ang nangyari sa kanila ng grade 7. Which subjects are you interested in, and what activities or projects in the said subjects have you accomplished? In which subjects did you perform best? What are your talents? Which subjects were you able to perform this talent? So, kung mapapansin niyo, pare-pareho lang naman po ang tanong, pero ang pinagkaiba lang ay yung grade. So, syempre, iba-iba din ang maaaring maging experience nila from grade 7 to grade 10. So, they have to answer that. And, of course, ayan, so, simple lang naman. But before giving this, definitely kailangan muna natin ng konting discussion. Sabi dito, discussion about career planning, and that is we have to discuss to them first that knowing themselves, knowing their interest, likes and dislikes, their strengths and weaknesses. Yan ay mga kailangan sa process ng career decision making. So we have to discuss it to them, and after which you can give already this tool to them. Okay? And isa ito sa mga magiging output nila. Okay? And for the tool 3, ito, para na naman ito sa ating mga students. Okay? So we have to let them answer this. The following is a list of work values and competencies that many people have identified as important for them in their careers, in business, and in the workplace. Now, a competency is the capability to apply or use a set of related knowledge, skills, and abilities required to successfully perform a job. As you begin to explore your own personal values, reflect and select by shading the thumbs up icon of the values and competencies that you think you already possess. So, isi-shade lang nila kung ito ba ay meron na sila, meron ba sila nitong competencies na to. So, these are the different competencies. So, i-discuss natin sa kanila na ito ang iba't ibang mga competencies na pipiliin nila. Kung meron sila nito, they're just going to shade the thumbs up icon. So, helping the community, do something which contributes to improving the community, become involved with helping other people, working with others, working alone and being independent, competition, making decisions, working under pressure, influencing people, knowledge and work mastery, creativity, change, variety, and fast-paced, precision work, stability, financial gains, physical challenge, supervision, and time freedom. Now, after nila makapili dyan ng mga icons, these are the different competencies. Okay, so they have to answer this reflection guide. We have number 1, look at the list of work values and competencies that you already possess. Number 2, think of times and situation when you have applied these work values and competencies. Which among the items you choose are connected to your career plans, and what other values not listed here do you think are essential to you and your career plans? So this can help you in making good career decisions. Okay. So ayan. And under activity 4, and activity 1, tool 4, meron tayo dyan, the title is Rate Your Skills. So, under pa rin ito sa Enhancing Self-Awareness. Okay, so the direction is, the skills listed in this tool are the progressive life skills needed in pursuing any field of career. Now, what are they going to do is they're just going to rate the skills level using the following scale. So, kung merong, kung isinade nila 4 stars, it means they are highly skilled, so I can do this task all the time without supervision. 3 stars means skilled, or I can do this task with minimum supervision. 2 stars means moderately skilled, I can do this task with constant supervision. And 1 star means unskilled, that I cannot do this task without supervision. So, ayan, may makikita tayo dyan 5 dito sa page 15. And, bali, 15 skills. So, explain to them that these are the different progressive life skills needed in pursuing any field or career. So, titingnan natin kung alin dyan ang may mga stars sila, may mga highly skilled sila. So, what are the different skills? Ayan, so we have written communication, the ability to write clearly and concisely and convey information to different readers. We also have verbal communication, the ability to use spoken words to convey message clearly in a conversation or to a larger audience. And we also have problem solving or devising and then using an appropriate method or rule, technique, or logic to solve a problem. And teamwork, ayan, cooperating with and supporting others in order to achieve a common goal, etc., etc. So, meron tayong analytical ability, creative thinking, numeracy, leadership, commercial awareness, decision-making, negotiating, persuading, self-motivation, time management, and flexibility. So, here, they will be able to understand themselves well kasi malalaman nila na ay, ito pala mga highly skilled. Ito pala yung mga skilled na meron ako at talagang mataas ang competency ko. Okay. Mataas ang skill na meron ako or mayroon ako nitong life skills na to. Okay, so magkakaroon sila ng ganung realization. And of course, we have here a reflection guide. Now look at the skills that you have rated yourself highly, or examples 3 or 4. So titingnan nila yung mga skills na ni-rate nila ng 3 or 4. Now think of the times and situations when you have used these skills. Now this can help you in making good career decisions. Okay. So we are done with activity 1. Okay, so that is activity 1. So for activity 2, the title is Exploring Career Pathways. Okay, so this is, under this activity 2, meron tayong isang tool. So tool 5, and this is entitled Senior High School Career Interest Clusters. Now, let's have this. This is an introduction for this activity for you, my dear career advocates. It is important to work on something that makes you feel happy and productive. Making a career decision is not an easy task for your students. Now, gaining enough knowledge and information about their strengths and weaknesses will help them find a better career opportunity. Now, in this session, your students will identify possible career options based on your interests, talents, and values. Students will also gain information about the different senior high school tracks and their corresponding aptitude requirements. Now, at this point, students will begin to consolidate the information they gathered about themselves and try to find a match on a possible senior high school track. Their initial decision may still change as they move further in their career planning journey. And what is important in that student is that students learn how to use relevant information to guide them in making career choices and decisions. So, ano ba yung ating activity guide? We have to discuss the results of the different self-awareness tools and relate this information about your students to their preferred career choice. Students may also prefer to tool 1, the life I want to live, to further assist them in making their choices. And another, to further help students make the right career decision, introduce the career cluster checklist and distribute the tool 5 or the senior high school career interest clusters and give students time to accomplish the tool. And when completed, call on different students to share information and make a brief presentation of the different senior high school tracks and match the results of the career cluster checklist with a particular senior high school track. Further assist your students in this activity, they can use the following resources. So they can use the DepEd Senior High School Guidebook for the descriptions of the different senior high school tracks and strands, and the number 2, the enclosed career wheel to help students initially decide on their choice of senior high school track based on the collected information, and number 3, the website of the Department of Labor and Employment or the DOLE, and the other relevant online resources to for additional information on senior high school tracks and strands. And our target outcome is that students will be able to identify the different career pathways and the available senior high school tracks. Now, okay. So, this is the activity 2, tool 5 that we have to give to our students. Again, we have to reproduce this page. Now, for the direction, nakikita natin dyan na merong definition ng career cluster. So when we say career cluster is a group of jobs that require similar skills or share common characteristics. Now choose a career cluster that interests you most by shading the heart beside the statements that apply to you, then add up the number of shaded hearts in each group. So kung mapapansin niyo, mayroon tayo ditong hanggang cluster F. Okay? So cluster A, so, isi-shade lang nila. I like to, I am interested in. So, they have to choose at least as one or more kung alin talaga yung, for example, under cluster A, I like to picture things in my mind. I like to work with my hands to perform. So, kung alin dyan, napili nila, they have to shade the heart. And next is I am, and then I am interested in. Same thing with cluster B. Then after which, kailangan nilang bilangin kung ilan yung mga shaded hearts na. Okay? And they have to do it for the different clusters, up to cluster F. So, meron tayong 6 na clusters dito. Ano? So, ito ay yung mga kailangan nating i-reproduce. And this one pa. Okay? So, we have to reproduce 4 pages. 4 pages for cluster, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 pages or 2 pages kung back-to-back. Okay? Back-to-back for Tool 5 under Activity 2. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, sa page 3, nandito na yung analysis. So, they will be able to understand the meaning of their scores. Sabi dito, each career cluster represents inclinations and interests that align with a particular senior high school track or strand. Now, the cluster with the highest number of shaded hearts represents your strongest set of inclinations and interests. Now, each group or set is related to a senior high school track and strand. Now, in case of an equal number of shaded hearts on several senior high school tracks, you may initially choose the general academic strand or the cluster G. If you plan to go to college but do not know which academic track to pursue, use the career wheel as a reference to help you identify your preferred job based on your talents, values, skills, and interests. Looking at the number of shaded hearts, identify the top 3 clusters that interest you the most and list 5 appealing jobs in each of the clusters. So, ayan, napakaganda. Dahil ang iba't ibang clusters pala represent the different tracks and strands for senior high school. So, for example, here, under cluster A, ito palang picture things in my mind. I like to picture things in my mind. I like to work with my hands. I like to perform, play a musical instrument. Cluster A is Arts and Design. Cluster B, Sports. Cluster C, Technical, Vocational, and Livelihood. Cluster D, Accountancy, Business, and Management. Cluster E, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And Cluster F, Humanities and Social Sciences. And Cluster G, the General Academic. Okay. And this one is very interesting. This is the career wheel. So, napaka-importante din ito kasi sabi dito sa ating page 21, kung sakaling hindi pa rin kayo makapag-decide, kahit na nasagot na ninyo itong dito sa activity on page 19 to 20, page 19 to 20. So, dito tayo tumingin sa ating career wheel. Okay, so kung mapapansin niyo sa gitna, naandyan yung different track and strands. So, we have there 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. Under Arts and Design, we have the gray. The Technical Vocational nandoon sa color yellow. Sa Sports, nandoon sa, ano ba yan? Purple. Dark violet. And of course, under Academic, nandoon sa red colors. So, this career wheel will help our students to decide on their future career and their perspective senior high school track. Now, ito daw yung career wheel will showcase the different career pathways and the related senior high school tracks and strands. So, there are different ways of using the career wheel, and one way is to look for your prospective career options and corresponding senior high school tracks and strands. For example, if you are interested in becoming an engineer, one of your options is to take senior high school academic track, particularly the STEM strand. Another way to use the wheel is to look at the track or strand you are most inclined to and use and see that career options are available for you after senior high school college. For example, if you are inclined to take up the Arts and Design track, you will see that your work as a draftsman or illustrator after senior high school, or put up a drafting business shop. So, some of the career options available for you upon completion of college include being an architect or an interior designer. So, ayan, kung mapapansin ninyo, pwede naman, for example, ganito ang magiging interpretation natin dito. For example, the student would like to become, sample natin dito. Dito tayo sa, the students would like to become an engineer. Okay? Specifically, a mechanical engineer. So, kung mechanical engineer siya, pwede nating tingnan hanggang dun sa pinakababa, ang pwede niyang i-take is technical vocational pala. Okay? So, this is the right track that she or he has to take. Mechanical engineering, they have to take technical vocational track under industrial arts. So, yun pala ang pinakatama talagang strand para sa kanila. Sometimes, iba nagtitake ang mga soon-to-be mechanical engineers natin ng STEM. So, mali pala yun. So, possible na ang pinaka-best or suited na track pala is technical vocational track. Okay? And, ano ba yung mga under sa business? Okay? Ano ba ang mga pwedeng gawin kung business ang, di ba meron tayong three exits? Okay? We have so, ito yung mga potential career after senior high school. So, for example, you decide not to pursue anymore your senior high school or your college, okay? You decide not to pursue college anymore. So, ito yung mga pwede mong maging career after finishing senior high school. Painter, pipe filler, welder, tile setter, plumber, pottery maker, shoemaker, foreman, and bag maker. So, okay, so for business, you can have this hardware, masonry shop, souvenir shop, or building contractor. Now, ano yung mga pwede mong maging careers after college? Now, that's the time na pwede kang maging industrial engineer, mechanical engineer, industrial arts, or professor. Okay, so let's take a look at the other track. So, for example naman, you are presently taking up ABM. Now, under ABM, what are the different potential career after senior high school? So, pag nagtapos ka ng ABM, maaari ka palang maging sales clerk, office clerk, maaari kang maging administrative assistant, you can be a bookkeeper, sales representative, or cashier. And sa business naman, you can be a business owner, a wholesaler, and a retailer. And what are your potential careers after college? You can be a businessman, entrepreneur, marketing manager, college instructor, and economist. So, ganito ang pag-interpret natin na nitong career wheel, ano? So, titingnan na muna natin. So, for example, if you are a career advocate, ipaintindi natin sa mga bata. Like, for example, ang sinabi ng bata is gusto niya, usually kasi, ang sinasabi agad ng mga bata is yung talagang career na gusto nila. For example, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a teacher. Now, tingnan mo muna dito sa outside circle. Kaya, dito sa outside itong circle, pinaka outside layer. Ano? So, hahanapin natin dyan. For example, the students would like to become an illustrator or maging architect. So, dapat pala sasabihin natin sa kanya na ang dapat niyang kunin is arts and design track. Okay. Gusto ng bata na maging researcher. So, dapat pala dito tayo sa pwedeng PVL. Okay. So, that's how we use itong career wheel.